The same thing you told them, they look back at you and say, I remember what you told me. You said the Lord to do it. Now you try to find every other way to get to things done beside the Lord. There's something when you got storms going on, and they don't just come one and go for a while, but they come back to back to back to back to back to back, and you don't have no time to see your way clear, because the storms of life are raging all around you. And there's nobody you can talk to about the things that are going on in your life. There ain't nobody there. Nobody can understand why these things keep happening. If you ask somebody, say, you must have done something wrong to the Lord. What you did wrong, something wrong, anytime all this stuff happening to you. They can't understand why you're going through the things you're going through. But God has it already in his hand. How do I know God has it in his hand? Because Jesus in the boat sleep. He ain't got no business being asleep when I'm going through all this stuff. There's light in the midst of the seas. Even though it looks dark in your life, trials and tribulations, pain, and all kind of stuff going on around you. People leaving, people don't want you. Nobody there for you. There's still light in the midst of the seas. I don't care what kind of heaviness you're going through. I don't care how bad it gets. There's light in the midst of the sea. I don't care how evil a person is. There's still light in them. Am I right? Bible said everything that was made by him, which is light. So it don't matter how bad a person is, he still can get help. Because there's light in the midst of the seas. That's why when you talk to somebody about Jesus, I don't care how bad they are, if they can just hear, if you just care enough to tell them, they can hear what you're saying, because there's still light in them. As long as they got breath in their bodies, there's still light in them, because he breathed the breath of life in them. And the light was the life of men. Now Jesus is out there on the boat. He's teaching his disciples. He's saying, I'm going to rest. Well, I'm going to see what you're going to do when your storm comes. I'm going to face my storm every morning I get up. But now I got to train you for your storms. Right. What you going to do when you follow me and things begin to blow contrary in your life, and you don't have the need to take care of what you think you got to take care of when you don't see nothing, and I ain't telling you what to do. What you going to do then? Glory. Can you see me in the middle of a storm? Can you find me when all hell done broke loose in your life? Can you find me when you're hurt and you need love and nobody won't love it? Can you find me then? He said, I'm down in the midst of you. I'm down in the midst of the sea, and I'm waiting for you to find me inside yourself. I got you now. Now that I got your attention. There's light in the midst of the sea. The Bible declares that God is light in us. And it don't matter how bad it is. He's already there waiting for you to call on his name. Can you call him in the middle of storms in your life? Can you call on and have faith that he's able to deliver you out of every storm that you're going through? There's light in the midst of the sea. The Bible declared that they went down to Jesus and said, Master, carest not thou that we perish? And Jesus got up out of his rest. Because he was preparing them for the rest that they're going to have to receive later. He was preparing them by letting them go through something that they're going to have to come in a place that they got to enter into their rest by him resting with them. I ain't talking about when you get to heaven. Oh, Jesus, I can rest now. I can walk around the paved streets of gold, and I can talk to my Lord. I can talk to my grandmama and my mama and my sister, my daddy. God ain't talking about that kind of rest. Jesus won't talk about that kind of rest. He was talking about when the Spirit of God come into you. Will you be able to rest then? when you know that I am what I say I am, and I did what I said I did, will you be able to rest? Right back to my children and tell them when you was on the boat, when you didn't understand what I was doing when I was resting. He said, tell them about how you got scared and wonder about would I let you perish. So they'll know that if I'm on board that ship, it don't matter how many storms come in their lives. Just because I'm on board, there ain't no way in the world they can sink. And I'm on board that ship. He said, tell them what you did. And they declared that, they said, carest not thou that we perish. And he looked at them and walked out and looked at the sea and wind and rebuked the wind and the sea. Because it was made by him. All things that were made by him. All things are under his feet and obey his voice. If he had the power to do it, I got the. And he says, and he rebuked the wind and the sea, and everything calm. And he looked at them. He said, why are you so fearful? How is it that ye have no faith? How is it you've been walking with me as long as you've been walking with me and you still have no faith? How is it that all the things you done seen me do, and I'm aboard your ship and you still think that you might perish? How is it when I done told you how much I love you? And I'm able to take you into me with my Father. How is it you still don't believe me? What made you doubt? What was it in you that made you think that you could perish when I'm aboard this ship? Is there anybody understand what he's saying to us? What makes you think when I'm in the midst of the seas that something can go down when I'm in the midst of them? There's nobody that got me inside of them that can go down. There's no seas on this earth where I'm in the middle of them that can go down. God told me to tell you, you've been worrying about some things that have been going on in your life. I had some things going on in my life that seemed like it more and more intense than it was before. But when I looked down at myself and when I looked at this word, I realized that all I've been through, God was there, always there for me. God was always mighty for me. It didn't matter what it was I went through. I know I'm coming out, because every time I went in, they told me he brought them out. If he brought them out, surely he gonna bring us out. Every time we go through something, they would have wrote back to you and told you this if they ain't already know after then that he was gonna bring them out. God told me, I gave you assurance that there's a light in the midst of the sea. And you know more than what others know, because I went away to my Father and then I came back to you, and my light is in you, and my light in you. It don't matter what you face, you coming out of it. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm coming out of it. It don't matter what come against me, I'm coming out of it. Every storm, every tribulation, every trial, every trouble, I'm coming out of it. I'm coming out. Yes, I've been going through something. Yes, it's been hard.